Okay, class, here is a very short video on comma rules 9, 10, and 11. And the good news for us is that these so far are the easiest rules that we have encountered. So hopefully you had a chance to read over them. I'm going to explain them briefly, but it's not going to take very long because, like I said, these three are the easiest ones so far. All right, so let's take a look here at comma rule number 9. Okay, the first thing to notice here is that the buzzword, the buzzword for this rule is all about dates and addresses. Okay, dates and addresses. Okay, so if we're not dealing with dates and addresses in our sentence, then we're not going to worry about this comma rule. Okay, and it simply says use commas to separate items in, here's the key word, in dates and addresses. Okay, that's not what I meant to do. So in dates and addresses. So what do we mean? Here's the example. My family moved to Knoxville, and here's within the address, Knoxville, Tennessee, on Monday, here's a comma, it's within May 4th, another comma, 1964. Okay? Or our second example, on May 4th, comma, it's within the date, 1964. I bought a car at Cisco Cadillac, 645 Commerce Street, so here's our comma, within the address, Knoxville, Tennessee. Okay? And this is the zip code here, and we're going to get to that in a second. But notice that anywhere within the date or the address, we separate things with a comma. Now, if it's a compound word like New York City, you're not going to separate that. But the place, the state, those things, those different kind of zones are going to be separated with a comma. Now, it says if the items in your address or date are separated by prepositions, they should not also be separated by commas. The preposition is enough. I moved to Elm Street in, okay? This is enough. We don't need a comma here, okay? In Waynesville, Illinois, okay? I mentioned earlier the zip code. It's a rule. We don't put a comma between the state and the zip code, okay? And this will explain some of the commas above. When a date or an address is part of a sentence, you must put a comma after the last item in the date or address. Okay, so notice if the sentence continues on. So notice what they mean here. They said, my family moved to Knoxville, Tennessee, and the sentence continues on, so they have a comma here. That is following this rule right here, if the sentence continues on, okay? So if you are going to end the sentence, then just use a period. But if the sentence continues on after the address or after the date, put a comma after the last item in the date or the address. Okay. So here's another example. On May 4th, 1964, the sentence continues on. I bought a car, but this is the last part of the date. So we will put the comma there. Okay. All right, that's comma rule number 9. Comma rule number 10. The buzzword here is salutations and closings. Salutations means greetings. I'm going to sneeze here. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Greetings and closings. So this is when we are starting a letter or ending a letter. It's a very simple rule. You probably already use it without even thinking about it. Use a comma after the salutation of a friendly letter. Friendly letter, okay? If it's a business letter, use a colon. This thing here, the 2 dots, okay? So after the greeting, that's what we mean by salutation. The greeting or the salutation of a business letter. And then also after the closing of any letter. So here are some examples. Dear Jim, comma. Then you start your next paragraph. Or Dear Mr. Jones, it's a business letter, so they have the colon. These are endings here, okay? So endings. And the top ones are salutations or beginnings. So this is a closing. This is a salutation. So truly yours, comma, Michael Belch, or loves and kisses, comma, Michael Belch. You put your name in there. Okay, that one's very simple. Our last comma rule number 11. Okay, again, we have a buzzword here. For this rule, it is names and abbreviations. Okay, this is specifically abbreviations of names or titles. Okay, so not an abbreviation of your favorite music group or an operating system or something like that. Abbreviations within a name or a title. The rule is quite simple. Use a comma between a name and junior or senior or MD, etc. These are the titles. Okay, junior, senior, MD stands for doctor. Okay, that sort of thing. But it could be PhD, whatever sort of title. Okay, so here's the example. Actually, a few of them. Alan Davies Jr. So between Davies and Jr., we have the comma. Second example, Stanley Brown, MD, which means doctor, medical doctor. We have a comma. It's because the comma is separating either the junior, senior, or the title, MD, that sort of thing. Okay. I'm pretty sure that if you're going to say like attorney at law or something like that, you still use a comma here. But this rule specifically is about separating a name and an abbreviation. Didn't mean to move that. Now, there's one little note to be aware of here. Do not use a comma between a name and a Roman numeral. Okay, so Alan Davies could be Alan Davies II. That could be what he goes by instead of Alan Davies Jr. Jr. means there's his father and then he has the same name. But another way to say that would be Alan Davies II. Okay, and that's how we say it. Even though it's with a 3 or 2 or an 8 afterwards, we add the word the when we say it. So you do not put a comma between a name and a Roman numeral. Jonathan Sanders III, no comma here. Henry VIII, no comma here. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. The rest of your time today is going to be to work on the assignment, which is Unit 22, and I'm kind of changing how I say these because a few of you have slightly different editions and the page numbers are not lining up. So the assignment is Unit 22, and it's exercise number 1. So it says comma rules 9, 10, and 11, exercise number 1. The first question says 443 North University Avenue, Lansing, Michigan 48103. So we're just going to add commas, and let's do all of these because they're very quick. So we'll do 1 through 16, and then do that second page, which has the comma splits. Okay, I know those are a pain. Do your best at those. Okay, so the assignment is everything for exercise 1 of Unit 22. Okay, so hopefully that will work for you. If you have questions, we'll talk about them in class. All right, bye.